In a peaceful African village, laughter and learning filled the small schoolhouse. The children came every morning, eager to learn. But their teacher, Mr. Duro, was not as noble as he seemed. Mr. Duro had a dark secret. He was greedy. His salary was not enough for his desires. He wanted more, and he had his eyes on something easy to take, the children's lunch money. When the children placed their lunch money in the collection box, Mr. Duro saw an opportunity. When no one was looking, he reached inside and took a single coin. Stealing became easy. Each day, Mr. Duro took more and more. He convinced himself that no one would notice. The children soon realized their money was disappearing. Their stomachs growled as their lunches became smaller. The parents noticed too. Their children were coming home hungry. Whispers spread through the village. The wise village elder listened. He had seen greedy men before. He decided it was time to teach Mr. Duro a lesson. The elder called the children and whispered a clever plan. They smiled, ready to catch Mr. Duro in his greed. The next morning, the children placed their coins in the box, but this time they sprinkled red chili powder beneath them. As soon as the classroom was empty, Mr. Duro reached into the box. The moment his fingers touched the coins, he felt a sharp burn. His hands felt like fire. His eyes burned. He stumbled back, knocking over his chair. The elder arrives. Narration: the village elder entered. "What's wrong, Mr. Duro?" he asked, though he already knew. Mr. Duro stammered, but there was no excuse. He had been caught red-handed, quite literally. The elder shook his head. A teacher should lead, not steal. Mr. Duro was ordered to return every coin and work for free until he had repaid his debt. The children cheered. Justice had been served, and their trust was restored. As days passed, Mr. Duro worked hard. He saw the children's struggles and felt shame for what he had done. Slowly, he changed. He became kind, patient, and, for the first time, a real teacher. Mr. Duro learned that true wealth was not in stolen coins, but in the success of his students. The village, seeing his change, forgave him. Mr. Duro was no longer greedy, but a man who truly cared. Greed can make a man foolish, but honesty builds respect. The children learned to stand up for what was right. And Mr. Duro, he learned that a teacher's true treasure is the knowledge he gives.